Coming up on Street Hospital.
Party, hopefully with the boys.
For obvious reasons, we can't leave a young girl in a doorway like that.
Time, sevens, bruise.
All over New Zealand, the weekend's the time to hit the town and hit the booze.
He said he's had about a litre of vodka.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hitting it hard and each other. Some party animals are getting boozed, getting hurt, and they're clogging the emergency departments.
They end up lining the corridors and trolleys, waiting to sober up.
Wellington Free Ambulance paramedics are fighting back. On Friday and Saturday nights, ambulances parked in Wellington's party zone become makeshift hospitals. At the street hospital base, paramedics treat the injured where they can, on the spot.
Thank you, Mr. Paramedic.
Typical Wellingtonians, very friendly.
Will they make a difference to the binge drinking culture in central Wellington? Can they stop the smashed and trash piling into the hospital's emergency department? And how will our paramedics cope, keeping a straight face when everyone else is off theirs?
You coming to town with us?
At HQ, a big team's gathered for the biggest night on the street hospital calendar, the International Rugby Sevens. This year, they've got some valuable inside knowledge from second-year medic student Jay.
I was a punter there last year and had an absolute ball, so it'll be interesting to be on the other side and see how messy we looked for the people that were sober and wandering around.
We love the Sevens!
There's still plenty happening at the stadium, but the colourful Sevens fans are beginning to leave already. Police are out in force and there's no street party this year. But when you're a die-hard Sevens fan amped up on rugby, alcohol and crazy costumes, you'll find a way to keep the party going. All you need is a plan.
We're going to go to Macca's, turn the water into wine, hit up town, get pissed.
Going into town to party, hopefully with the boys.
We're going to go home, eat first. You know, you can eat, read the Bible.
The troops roll out as the punters start rolling in from the stadium. Some of the costumes are scary, but the medics are well seasoned, although it's first year Harrison's first experience of the delights of the Sevens.
Gut feeling, lots of drinking, quite a lot of falling over.
Third year students Holly and Sophie have seen it all before.
At the Sevens this year, they have been quite tough on alcohol, so what I'm thinking is people are going to go to the Sevens, enjoy their day, go home, pre-drink quite a bit and then come back into town. It's going to be quite dangerous consuming that amount of alcohol in such a little time. You've got this wrapped around the rock.
Oh,
you need to open these.
They don't teach you how to do this in paramedic school, okay? This struggle is real tonight. I think I need another coffee.
We need coffee here, stat.
Safe travels.
No time for coffee just yet. Holly and Sophie set out on patrol into the tsunami of Sevens fans seeking sustenance. Sophie's mum Julie is also a volunteer medic. She's not on tonight but has definite ideas about who on the team has potential.
Yeah, Mum's convinced I'm going to marry Sam or Corey.
No! Why does she think that?
Because she loves Sam and Corey, they're like her sons, and she's like, I want you to marry one of those two. Yeah, so Sam's now my ambulance husband. She was heartbroken when he got a girlfriend.
As Holly and Sophie continue up the street, back at base the medics get their first call of the Sevens. A woman has collapsed outside a club, so second-year student Braden, first-year Harrison and paramedic Sam set out to find her.
I want to take her to the ambulance and assess her. Yep. She's had 20 vodka mixes. 20? 20, nothing else. Pain on palpation, quite throbbing pain.
Sam and Harrison now have to work out if the girl dressed in a sailor suit should be shipped to hospital.
Your heart rate is a bit racy at the moment, so usually we want the heart rate to be about, say, 70 beats per minute on average. Yours is up at about 116 at the moment, which is, yeah, quite racy.
It's a good opportunity for first-year Harrison to put his training into practice.
Have you felt any pain in your chest or felt your heart beating harder?
No, I suffer from anxiety, so...
Okay. Yeah. Does it feel like you're having something similar to that?
Yeah.
She remembers being in the club, and then after that, she's come out of the club and had a collapse and hit her head quite hard on the concrete. However, she doesn't remember leaving the club, which in itself is a bit of a concern. Yeah, so collapsing out of the blue can be caused by a whole heap of things, whether it's a medical condition, could be something neurological going on, could be psychiatric. The quantity that you drink tonight, is that completely out of the ordinary for you, or no?
Holly and Sophie's first Sevens foot patrol has been colourful but uneventful. As they get back to base, the team has a new Sevens patient. A young man urgently needs his badly cut hand seen to.
It seems like there might be glass. There's one real deep cut here.
We're unsure if there's glass in his hand, and the only way we can be sure that there's not is with an x-ray, so that will be sort of a trip down to hospital. Glass can lead to a really nasty infection, and glass can travel around the hand and cut things that it's not meant to. He's been coming downtown with some mates, hasn't had anything to drink yet, and he's managed to fall over and smash his bottle of wine in his hand before he's even had a bit to drink.
I've broken something like 9 bones. I've broken the same toe like 5 times.
Here we go.
I wasn't really thinking about it. There's just this spot on Brooklyn Hill that I trip like every time I'm running down there. The wine bottle smashed before my hand hit the ground. My hand just scraped through all the smashed glass.
Hopefully there's no glass in his hand and he'll be spat out of hospital really quick and he'll be able to come back and join his mates.
New Zealand makes it into the finals and the stadium empties its hyped up Sevens fans into Courtney Place. For some, it's too much. A Pokemon starts having a seizure, but he's just pretending. Harrison's Sailor Girl patient who downed 20 vodka mixers isn't getting any better. Craig and Holly decide she needs to get to hospital fast. A frontline emergency ambulance is called. And the Sevens casualties keep coming. A member of the public is called and a girl dressed as Snow White slumped in a doorway.
My name's Charlie, I'm with the ambulance. I think we're going to have to take it back.
The Sevens are on and Wellington's heaving. Up the road from Street Hospital base, Charlie and Matt have been alerted to a sleepy Snow White slumped in a doorway.
You need to talk to us because otherwise we're going to have to take you through to hospital, alright?
Sophie and second-year student Nick are on their way in an ambulance.
It's either you come with us or we're going to have to get the police to take you.
Just take her. Yeah.
Oh, are you a friend?
Yeah.
Is this your friend? No? Okay.
Are you actually her friend? No?
They're just trying to get her back into town.
Alright, well you can just back off.
Yeah,
It's alright mate, we'll look after her. I think it's best if you come with us, alright? Yeah.
The bystander who found her stayed nearby until the medics arrived.
I saw her and I was like, just passed out. She's just asleep in the doorway. I saw a couple of people there and they're just like, don't worry about it, she'll be alright.
She was incredibly confused when we first got there. She didn't really know what was going on. I think it was a combination of just waking up and being drunk as well.
We don't think it's safe to leave you out on the street, okay? Because there's lots of horrible people out here and we don't want you getting taken advantage of, okay? So what we need to do is we need to find you a way to get home safely.
Why did your friends leave you? For obvious reasons, we can't leave a young girl in a doorway like that. The guy who came up and sort of tried to claim that he was her friend. I mean, it's quite ballsy. There was 3 medics around her. If she had said yes, he was my friend, we wouldn't have known any different. We did all the baselines like blood pressures, blood glucose and everything like that, because when you're asleep in a doorway like that, we're thinking of other reasons why she's fallen asleep. We just sort of tried to establish how she was going to get home. Is it right if I talk to your friend? She's fine, but we just found her in a doorway asleep. Her boyfriend called up. He just asked if we could put her in a taxi and he would pay for it.
Everyone is vulnerable around here. I mean, boys and girls. No one really walks across those streets.
No more laying in alleys, okay?
The whole perception of the ambulance service is to provide medical care, but there's also a lot of day-to-day things that, people don't see, like saving people from being in worse situations, If we can save her from having a worse night, then that's enough for us.
A fairy tale ending then. And for a first-year medic like Harrison, it's been an eye-opening night so far.
Definitely a baptism of fire. Better than sitting at home doing nothing.
That's the attitude. Because as he sets out with Margaret, an experienced street hospital volunteer, they're nabbed before they even begin.
I've been coughing up blood and phlegm.
Okay.
Is that bad?
How much blood have you been coughing up? Has it just been a couple of drops or has it been...
Well, it's been more blood than phlegm. But I've been to hospital twice this week.
What do they say was wrong with you?
Influenza and tonsillitis.
Did they give you any advice when they discharged you? If it happened again?
Well, that I shouldn't be drinking, shouldn't be going out,
Yep, pretty good advice.
Because I've dressed up like a boy, I've had a 1,000 more layers than I usually would on a normal Saturday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I'm bending up like there's no tomorrow. I don't know what's going on.
Stop drinking tonight. You really need to go and rest and let those antibiotics do what they need to do for you, and then see a doctor tomorrow.
That's sorted. But Harrison and Margaret don't get much further when they spot a man on a bench.
How much have you had to drink? A lot? Are you able to take him home?
Oh, yeah.
He knows roughly where he is, he knows what's happening. Yeah, I'm fairly confident he's good to go home. He's just had a bit too much.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Just around there, there's a guy passed out. I don't know like what state he's in, but like he looks like pretty out of it.
Harrison and Margaret get the bench man safely placed in the recovery position. The man's brother has called their parents who are on their way.
Right, and you got that vomit bowl to go straight into there, all right? We just need to go and check someone else out.
Hey mate, can you hear me? You think maybe you should start heading home rather than falling asleep in the garden? How about this? If you can stand up, take a couple of steps for us, we'll let you get back to your night, okay? Go on, up you up.
Here we go.
Excellent.
Yeah, can you take a couple of steps forward for me? Yeah, probably a good idea to pull your pants up first.
He's got tights on, because he's in costume. That's pretty good.
Gonna start making your way home?
It's my dad. Dad.
Come on, son.
Yeah.
Time to go home.
Another successful outcome.
Yeah. Do have to wonder if he actually knows who that guy is. Clearly he'd been drinking quite a bit too much. Found himself asleep in a garden. Seems to be a fairly comfortable place to sleep. He's stable-ish on his feet. He's able to do a little jig, which is great. And he's got someone with him now, so he should be fine.
Except it looks like there's been a family bust-up already. Harrison and Margaret are about to set out again when a young woman approaches.
Hi. Hi. Are you walking up that way?
We are.
Can I walk with you? I've had like a few guys saying like rude shit, and then because I've had a few to drink, I react to it, and then it gets a bit out of control.
Right.
When I left my house, my mum was like, Chelsea, that skirt's a bit short, and I was like, yes, I know, it's okay, I'll be careful when I bend over, Mum. You know?
Oh, hang on a sec.
You know?
Which street? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, this one? Right there. Oh, perfect.
Thank you so much.
It's good that she felt comfortable that she could come and ask us, and we were going the same way. Yeah, happy to help when we can.
It's getting late, but back in Courtenay Place, Sevens fans show no sign of slowing down. Rookie medic Harrison is clocking up serious foot patrol hours, stepping out again, this time with experienced paramedic Sam.
Well, so far we've had LEG, Duffman.
Yep, I've seen a banana several times.
I've seen a few over the years where they've been dressed up as giant boxes that don't even fit through doors.
Well, I have seen one guy dressed as a giant duck.
Sam knows the busiest streets can be action-packed, but it's the quieter streets where Sevens fans who party too hard can get into trouble.
It's amazing what you can find in and around cars, whereas if you're preloading down the street, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, and all of a sudden you've got a huge quantity hit you.
But there are no Sevens patients here. Sam's found a different kind of fan.
It's been difficult to get more than 10 steps without having someone pulling him aside.
Sam, where's the front camera?
Sweet. Suddenly, it's Harrison's turn. Maybe it's the uniform?
I took a photo with you, hang on. Got it on my phone.
Now gonna prove it. Oh wow, you really do have a photo of me.
This is us.
Whether that's creepy or not, who knows?
Hey! How are you guys doing tonight?
You too.
Place 2 days ago. Back at it.
She was at your place 2 days ago, bro.
I'm in the hospital.
I was gonna say, I think I'd remember.
Mad respect for Emma.
Holly and Sophie are also out on patrol. They run into Harrison and Sam and compare notes, unaware of a situation building back at base.
Oh, it smells so good.
How do I see the Sam? Gentlemen, we'll do our best to leave you in the office.
Did you guys get any of that?
No.
You're still broken, the old place is cool.
We've had 4 pizzas dropped into us by somebody who loves us, so we'll do our best to leave you a slice.
Ah, okay.
I heard that one, so we're on our way.
See you back there.
Pizza.
There's pizza back at base, so we're heading there now.
We'll take a photo of what we had. Yeah,
Get in there, Charles.
Sam and Harrison are lagging behind in the race back to base for pizza until Holly and Sophie are stopped by some bum bag connoisseurs.
And your bum bags are much bigger than ours, so I don't know much better.
Size doesn't matter.
Size doesn't
It's
matter.
how you use
He
it.
knows. Oh.
Where did you come from? Do you know why we took so long?
We're comparing bum bag sizes to some voice recorders.
Yeah, so this lovely member of the public, Dave, came up and said, here's 4 pizzas.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Cheers, Dave.
Hello.
Rectime, Sevens, Bruce, England, in a bit, Sunnyville, and what?
A 111 call comes through to the front line. They've been called out to a collapsed man just up the road from base. Street hospital medics are dispatched as well. Paramedic Sam takes student medic Harrison. With the patient appearing dazed and confused, Harrison gets stuck into the assessment.
You should open your eyes for me.
Worryingly, Harrison's not getting any response.
So it's not completely unresponsive.
Actually unresponsive, or is he just having a nap? Still breathing fine?
Can't tell.
Sam and Harrison have responded to a 111 call. Their intoxicated patient seems to be losing consciousness, and now Harrison's finding it hard to tell if he's actually breathing.
Slightly shallow breathing.
Regular?
So chest movements are regular.
Where am I?
There you are, mate.
Courtney Place is packed, and Sam's having trouble getting his ambulance parked. Jay jumps in to help.
See people send their ones at us. They can just wait.
There you go, really keep close up.
It really does not feel like 10 to 3 in the morning now.
No, if it was...
I've had quite a bit at the same time.
No, it's not going to happen.
Once the ambulance is parked, the comatose guy can be properly assessed. During the ride back to base, he's progressed from being passed out to loved up.
Is it guns from
Once we've packed in, I went and had a little bit of a check on Harrison in the back with him, and all I caught was a bit of love going on with our intoxicated friend patting Harrison's chest saying, "Mate, you're full of love in your heart."
Hey, mate.
Clinical lead paramedic Jeff has decided the intox protocol is needed, giving Holly a chance to practice inserting an IV.
Do you make the fist for me with this hand?
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Oh,
I
I
need you to keep your arms straight.
Oh, I see.
Keep that gun show for later.
At the suggestion of needles, the loved-up young man isn't feeling it anymore.
You're all good.
Outside the ambulance, love is also in the air and about to come Sophie's way.
Have you been successful tonight
With what?
with your kissing booth?
I'll find out.
There you go, there's your first one, and now you can go find some more. Your turn, Craig.
Oh, Sophie, thank you. What? No, me? Hey, do you want me to join your ambulance force? If someone hurt their ankle or something, it'd probably be better off with kissings.
The night should be drawing to a close, but at the street hospital, patients are still flooding in.
There we go, in the
There you
bag,
go.
sweetheart.
Outside, there's been a hit and run.
Somebody's graffitied it, which I think is just absolutely disrespectful, because what they're forgetting is that Wellington Free is actually a charity, you know, and to do this to people who actually help them when they're in need, I think is just disgusting.
Something wasted.
I don't know what it says.
Couldn't read it, so it's a bit of a disappointment artistically as well.
The team employs their specialist knowledge.
We used a beautiful mix of our alcohol wipes as well as a little bit of hand sanitizer. There's only so much you can get off. And I feel like we might have also done some damage, but we'll keep that quiet.
An hour and a bag of fluids later, the loved-up young man is finding more love in his heart. This time for Holly.
Are you singing Frozen again?
Let it go.
You feel ready to go home now?
I just feel fine.
We're happy for that he can make his own way home. He's not a danger to himself or anyone else at this point.
With the finals of the Sevens tomorrow, the last of the fans are heading home. The medics are hoping they can do the same. But just one last thing.
Can you feel me touching your fingers?
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah, can you move your hand like that?
Oh, no. I can, oh.
It's hard to tell, you look like you've got it.
It's a bit swollen. Yeah.
You might have broken your wrist by the looks, mate.
Oh, no.
Nothing to panic about. Have you got, where are you from?
Iceland.
I think you're going to need an x-ray.
Come on there, we've got, if you do an accident in New Zealand, it's covered by a public health system.
Okay.
So it'll be free.
All right, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to slip an ice pack underneath it, okay?
Oh, yes, please. Oh.
Feel better?
Yeah, it does. Well, someone ran into me and I fell backwards in a nightclub.
Where we are, we can't tell if it's broken or not. The only way we're going to find out is with an x-ray, and the only place to do that is in hospital.
I'm from Iceland. I did an exchange student like here 4 years ago. So I'm back visiting friends. So me and my friends, we had like 7 different colors. Went to the 7s. I lost them all. So.
You feeling cold at all?
No, not really. I don't really know. I'm just thinking about this pain.
No, you're from Iceland. You shouldn't feel cold.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm actually surprised that this like kind of service is free. They're just like checking if everything's okay, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really just thankful for like they're doing this for free.
The medics will take Daniel from Iceland to hospital on their way home. It's been a huge night for the student paramedics who put their training, skills and bravery to the test in the midst of the distractions and mayhem of the biggest party of the year.
There is always that moment after a case where you go, could have done this better, and you look at that and think, okay, next time I will be able to do that better. And you know, even in the short time that I've been doing street hospital, I've still been able to see those improvements.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.